Okay, hi, welcome to the webinar, How to Increase Your Energy Naturally. If we haven't met yet, my name is Leann Forst, and I'm a board certified holistic health practitioner. And I'm also a certified essential oils coach. I specialize in family health and cancer coaching, and I've authored 2 books, and I also speak at various profit and nonprofit organizations. And I could be reached at groovybeats.com. So if my personal goal for our time together today is to help you to understand how to naturally and effectively and enjoyably maximize your energy levels. So obviously there are endless benefits to maximizing your energy levels, and this potential just continues to grow with the more energy you have. Some of the more obvious ones include maximized focus and productivity for work-related pursuits, more time to spend with family and friends, higher level of physical fitness, heightened mental clarity and cognitive functioning, and then more time for hobbies and doing the things you actually love. The question of what can you do with more energy is really a matter of personal preference. When you start to maximize your energy levels with natural habits and methods, it's up to you what you can do with your time. One of the most obvious ways to increase your energy levels is by improving your nutrition. We have to start with food first because it's the main thing that is affecting our body, since we tend to eat several times a day. Food is our fuel. And you probably have heard the term junk in means junk out, meaning the quality of your food is just as important as what you are eating. The foods which provide the body with the most energy boosting nutrients, as well as foods with low glycemic level, are ultimately the best options. Foods like healthy fats, lean protein, complex carbs, and nuts have less impact on your blood sugar than foods with high glycemic load like white rice, spaghetti, potatoes, cornflakes, and sugary drinks and juices. And even though we've been taught to associate these starchy foods with energy providing principles, the long-term effects of consuming this kind of food has negative impacts on your energy levels. The main issue with these foods is that the carbohydrates they provide are refined carbs, which can wreak havoc on your blood sugar levels. So while they'll boost your energy short term, they're definitely not a good long-term solution, because refined carbs may give you a little energy boost initially, but they drop you off, making you feel worse than before. Okay, the paleo way of eating actually has become popular for those seeking a healthier way of eating. And many of my clients have experienced increased energy and weight loss with this plan. Okay, so first, there's no one diet, that fits all, right? And having said that, there are some diets that are noteworthy and important, and the paleo diet is one of them. I've seen clients, lose weight, gain energy, have better sleep, reduce or eliminate autoimmune disease and inflammatory conditions on the paleo diet, which is often called the caveman diet, the primal diet, or the Stone Age diet. The premise is that all of the food is directly sourced from Mother Nature, as our ancestors had hunted and gathered during the Paleolithic era. Before the birth of agriculture, about 10,000 years ago, humans did not eat grains, beans, starchy vegetables, milk, or added salt and sugars. Yet today, approximately 61% of human calories are from foods that were unknown to us and our bodies prior to the start of food processing. So let's summarize. Meats, fruits, and vegetables are natural and from Mother Nature, whereas processed foods of any kind are unnatural. The modern diet of refined foods is completely different from the way early humans ate. And remember, the standard American diet, full of processed foods, is nicknamed SAD for a reason. So take a picture of this slide, because on the paleo diet, these are the foods to avoid. First, all dairy products. We've heard the marketing that milk does a body good, but this couldn't be farther from the truth. So consider this. Cow's milk is inflammatory, and it's not meant for humans. It's meant to help a baby calf grow. And this is coming from an Iowa farm girl, right? And so also consider the whole food chain. When you drink the milk, you're drinking and eating the whole food chain. And those cows are really one of the most polluted food sources on the planet. They are eating the genetically modified corn, which is sprayed with pesticides and herbicides. And all of that is going into the cow, into its bloodstream, and into the milk that you are drinking. And even if you drink organic milk, there's still hormones in the milk, because these cows are milked 300 days out of the year, and they're pregnant a lot of those times. And then if that's not enough for you, think of milk as causing mucus in the body. So if you think about something such as a pond with green scum, like a stagnant pond with green scum on the top, it's a place for bacteria to grow. That's what milk does to our body. So other than milk, we have grains, which includes rice, wheat, corn, oat, barley, millet, rye. Gluten and grains are right up there with cow's milk and are inflammatory for most people. Gluten is the protein found in wheat and other grains, and it was the first proven cause of autoimmunity in 1952. Now, beans and legumes can contain phytic acid, which is also inflammatory and can create an immune response. Starchy vegetables, such as potato and some squash varieties, are high glycemic and can throw off blood sugar and cortisol balance. Sugary foods and artificial sweeteners are linked to everything from cancer, weight gain, and to diabetes. High salt foods, such as processed or smoked meats, should be avoided. And then soft drinks and fruit juices, as well as refined vegetable oils, which are truly just toxic to your cells. Okay, so I know that may sound like a lot of restriction, but stay tuned for all the yummy paleo-friendly options. And here's the slide that shows you that. What you can eat. First, all lean meats are really open for grabs. Chicken, turkey, fish, grass-fed beef. Bison is one of my favorite. Bison is leaner than chicken and is full of nutrients. And then, wild game is also great, such as duck. And then eggs are awesome, and fruits and berries, most vegetables, nuts and seeds, honey, healthy oils such as olive oil, walnut, flaxseed, macadamia, avocado, and coconut are all great. The paleo plate consists of a majority of lean meats, a close second of vegetables, and a serving of healthy fats, and then some fruits and nuts. And as always, make sure you have a healthy amount of good old H2O, right? Okay, so in my private practice, I find that most people have nutrient deficiencies that they are unaware of, but are discovered through testing. Nutrient deficiency is linked to a whole bunch of health conditions, and as you can guess, fatigue is a big one. We know that metabolism is the force which converts the nutrients in our food to energy. Then it makes sense that foods are good for your metabolism and will also provide you with a higher level of energy. So aiming to increase your metabolism is a great way to shift the focus from consuming high energy foods, which can so often be misleading in their nutritional worth, right? So optimal metabolism requires an abundance of vitamins and minerals, which provide our cells with the proper fuel required to release energy. When the nutrients in our food aren't enough, the cells are low in energy, which results in tiredness and fatigue. In fact, we can't get the amount of nutrients we need solely from food anymore. Due to conventional farming practices, our soils are depleted of vital minerals. You have to eat 36 apples today to equal the nutrients found in one apple 50 years ago. So having said that, eating predominantly nutrient-dense foods like superfoods instead of the standard American diet, which is highly processed, has been proven to increase energy levels and provide more nutritional value. But to fill in those nutritional gaps, it is important to incorporate a high quality foundational supplements. When choosing a supplement, it's really important to make sure it's from a whole food source and that it's free of dairy, gluten, soy, and additives. And I'll tell you which ones to start with in a minute. Okay, first let's talk about superfoods though. Here's an example of some of the delicious superfoods that are paleo friendly. This is not a complete list, of course, but it gives you an idea. You really should eat the rainbow because colorful fruits and vegetables are the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Okay. And now supplements. I get this question all of the time in my health coaching practice. Should I be taking supplements? Which supplements should I be taking? So I'm going to talk about some core supplements that I believe most adults can benefit from. Okay. First, a whole food, multivitamin, multimineral. It must be whole food so the body can recognize it. And the most important part of this equation is minerals. Most vitamins on the grocery store shelf have a scant amount of minerals, let alone the right kind. You're looking for chelated minerals, which means that they're bioavailable and your body can absorb them rather than just passing them through. 95% of Americans are deficient in minerals, again, due to our soils being so depleted. Minerals are highly important because they're responsible for over 300 metabolic actions in the body. Every organ depends on minerals to operate at its optimal level, and many people suffering from fatigue are deficient in essential minerals. Okay, then a high quality probiotic with a prebiotic is important. So first, probiotics are important because they resupply the gut with good bacteria. It's important to know that our gut contains both good bacteria and bad bacteria, and when the levels get out of balance and the bad bacteria takes over, that is the beginning of a condition called dysbiosis, which can lead to fatigue and inflammatory health conditions such as autoimmunity. Many experts also think this is a root cause of some types of cancer. So keeping your good gut flora replenished is uber important. And then the prebiotic is important because it's the food for the probiotic bacteria. Most probiotics on the grocery store shelf do not contain a prebiotic. So by the time you buy them and take them home, the good bacteria is dead and you've wasted your money. Okay. The next, most people know that they need to be taking a fish oil supplement for health, to get their healthy omegas too. But actually the body needs a balance of omega-3, 6, and 9. A balance of these omegas actually keep inflammation at bay. Inflammation is thought to be the cornerstone of 95% of disease. And so when your body is in constant inflammatory, condition, it can really zap your energy. It's important to get your omegas from plant-based sources such as ALA, as well as marine-based sources such as fish oil. And with anything you put in your body, of course, this is no exception, you need to make sure of the sourcing. It's a sad truth that most of our oceans are polluted, which means that many species of fish are polluted with PCBs and mercury. So making sure that your marine-based omegas come from a clean source is really important. Excuse me. And then let's see, whole food enzymes are a big one for metabolism, which is linked to energy. Metabolism is basically the expenditure of energy. So when your body is busy breaking down food to extract the nutrients, your metabolism, i.e. energy, slows down. Not to mention that as we get older, the digestive processes in our body tend to break down, so we need to help it out. It's also a fact that undigested food particles can lead to inflammation, which we already know is counterproductive to health and energy. And then lastly, for supplements, a comprehensive antioxidant should be added to your arsenal because it can fight the free radicals and oxidative stress that damages DNA, which in turn can affect metabolism and energy. So next, I want to dig in specifically on 2 nutrients that a majority of people are deficient in, vitamin D and vitamin B12. The first is vitamin D, and it's no surprise that clear connections have been found between fatigue and this deficiency. Some common foods that are high in vitamin D include wild-caught salmon, tuna, eggs, mushrooms, and fortified cereals. But the most abundant source of vitamin D, of course, is direct sunlight. So vitamin D actually has a direct relationship with our energy levels. And when we're lacking in vitamin D, we're more likely to experience fatigue and low levels of energy. As the sun is the most important and potent source of this vitamin, it's easy to see how spending time in the sun is more effective for boosting your energy rather than trying to increase supplements or intake of it. Getting tested for vitamin D levels is something I highly recommend that everyone do once a year because most immune cells have specific vitamin D receptors which help modulate immune activity and response. So deficiency is not only linked to fatigue, but also to more serious health conditions, including autoimmune conditions and some types of cancer. There are many aspects to the energetic effects of taking B vitamins as they actually function as catalysts to the food energy we take in. Only food provides energy in the form of calories, carbs, fat, and protein, but B vitamins help convert dietary energy into ADP, which is the form of energy that your body uses, in a series of complex chemical reactions carried out by the mitochondria in cells. B12 is just one of the members of the B family, but it's one of the most important to your body. You can get a good amount of this vitamin if you eat lean animal meat or take a daily multivitamin. However you do it, be sure you're getting your daily recommended amount. B12 is vital for healthy red blood cell formation, neurological function, proper energy creation, and so much more. Okay, so most synthetic products marketed as energy boosters actually contain more harmful substances than beneficial ones. And so the best advice for those seeking to boost their energy levels naturally would be to read labels carefully. Over 90% of supplements are synthetic, and new evidence is emerging that these unnatural forms of supplements could do more harm than good. And so, according to the Organic Consumers Association, man-made vitamins cannot be used by the body in the same way as their natural versions. Plant-based supplements are much more efficient at relieving symptoms of fatigue, and they don't present any of the dangers or negative side effects while they do so. They're also 100% natural, of course. And so my favorites include ginseng, suma root, guarana, rhodiola, and D. rubose, and then obviously B12 again. Okay. So your mental health has a direct effect on your energy levels, just as the physical health does. There truly is a mind-body connection. When we consider the mental energy that is expended during periods of intense anxiety or depression, or even just a day of being very worried, this becomes evident, and so it's important to maintain awareness of this as we aim to increase overall energy. Becoming aware of where our energy is going is key to mastering it, and this is where things such as meditation and yoga are very helpful. Meditation helps us learn how to direct our energy where we need it to go. It may seem so simple, but really being able to recognize how our thoughts affect our physical energy is so important in order to cultivate a more positive relationship and connection around us. And then one of my favorite ways to increase energy and support mental health is aromatherapy using essential oils. Whoops. So if you aren't familiar with essential oils are natural therapeutic compounds that are extracted from plants for health benefits. They've been in use for medicinal purposes for thousands of years. They are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. And since a serving is just one drop, they're very affordable to use. They're a great tool if you haven't used them before, since they're a safe and a natural way to affect energy and mental health. Essential oils are also an excellent tool to help calm anxiety and decrease depression. Okay, so this is an image of a peppermint leaf under a microscope, and the white things are the oil sacs that are there to protect the plant. That's where the essential oils come from. So we know that fatigue can sometimes be an indicator that something is going on at a deeper level. Essential oils work with the body to address issues and root causes on a cellular level. They can also cross the blood-brain barrier to affect mood, behavior, learning, and mental energy. And then just like anything else we've talked about that you use for your health, you need to be confident in its quality and that it's free of contaminants and fillers. And so I recommend choosing oils that are certified pure therapeutic grade. And to be CPTG, they have to be, one, harvested and distilled at the right time to make sure the therapeutic markers are there to positively affect the body. They need to be indigenously sourced. In other words, you have to get the plants where the plants grow naturally to have the highest potency. For example, I can grow lavender in my backyard in Texas, but it's not going to be as potent as lavender that's grown in France, where it grows naturally, right? And then lastly, you need to choose one that is third-party tested with a lab that doesn't have financial ties to the oil company. Okay, so here are some of my favorite essential oils to diffuse when I have a lot that I want to get done. Peppermint is one of my favorites because I get up at 4:50 in the morning and it wakes me up better than coffee. Siberian fir just smells amazing. Lemon is a great one. It also helps to detoxify your air. Basil, especially great for adrenal fatigue. Rosemary is great for brain energy. Wild orange is awesome for mood balance and energy. Lemongrass is a great one, and so is eucalyptus. Okay, so this one can be controversial. Isn't coffee good for your energy? Question, right? According to the National Coffee Association, approximately 55 million Americans drink coffee every day. And the truth is that there are so many conflicting ideologies about the advantages versus disadvantages of coffee for the body that it's really next to impossible to know what to believe. But our brain activity is controlled by chemicals called neurotransmitters, which either stimulate brain cells or quiet them. And caffeine attaches to these receptors on your brain cells, blocking the quieting effect of these neurotransmitters. So the net effect of caffeine, therefore, is stimulation. The increased activity of brain cells under the influence of caffeine leads to a secondary rise in the amount of epinephrine in our bodies. Epinephrine is the fight or flight hormone, which has stimulating effects on your brain and body. And while this hormone does technically increase energy levels, caffeine is not a cell-powering substance. In other words, your cells cannot generate energy-based activity from caffeine. Rather, it stimulates the brain to be more focused and alert. This is where the confusion arises and how many people think that caffeine actually energizes us. So my suggestion is moderation. Only 1 to 2 cups a day at most is the recommendation for most people. And then if you suffer from mood disorders, heart ailments, or high blood pressure, then I would recommend eliminating it altogether. People that I've coached have reported even better energy off coffee than on. Okay. Next up, avoiding stimulants. Okay, the irony surrounding the fact that some artificial stimulants, such as energy boosting drinks, is that they are actually more damaging to our health than helpful. Oftentimes, they give you a burst of energy, then when it wears off, it drops your energy, leaving you feeling more sluggish. And so, therefore, a number of useful natural stimulants that have similar energy boosting effects to the likes of energy drinks, but with none of the guilt. These include cordyceps, which is actually a mushroom, green tea, which is awesome, L-carnitine, arginine, taurine, chlorophyll, coconut oil, and ginkgo biloba. Okay, so by increasing blood oxygen levels, reducing blood sugars, and encouraging metabolism, these natural stimulants provide a wide variety of benefits that result in an overall increase in energy levels. And then this one seems like a relatively simple recommendation, and yet so many of us neglect to fuel our bodies correctly to optimize the oxygen production in cells, which is where energy is created. So we can become drained and fatigued if our bodies haven't consumed enough water. And besides providing an energy boost and fighting off fatigue, drinking water also produces many other benefits, such as warding off headaches, increasing metabolism, helping us with weight loss, and aiding in clearer skin. In this way, many physical symptoms of low energy levels are all intertwined. And so increasing water intake can also often be the most basic first step toward increasing energy. Dehydration is a massive issue which causes low levels of energy and general fatigue. And with less water in your system, your blood volume decreases, meaning your heart has to work harder to pump it around. Your blood vessels also constrict, so don't be surprised when dehydration, causes a headache. All of this extra energy loss can be avoided simply by increasing the amount of water we drink. So my favorite trick is to set an alarm when needed to drink water every 30 minutes. Try shooting for 8 ounces of water 8 times a day. Okay, next is fitness levels. Increasing fitness levels is another key way to encourage overall energy levels. And although it seems counterintuitive, the endorphins from a workout and the shot of energy received after a period of activity function as a way to increase overall energy. It's important, however, to engage in the right kind and the intensity of fitness activity to encourage energy levels. Activities which encourage calm energy are actually more effective at sustaining energy release throughout the day and avoid the danger of burnout or slipping into fatigue. These are things such as yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, and strength training. Increasing fitness levels also encourages deeper, more regulated sleep patterns, better heart health, and sharper focus. Okay, and then as I mentioned earlier, a great way to boost mental energy levels and translate this into more physical energy is by cultivating a daily meditation practice. It can be difficult for someone who has no previous experience with meditation to feel the benefits straight away. So I'd recommend you start small. Try even 10 minutes a day every morning will help you familiarize yourself with the practice and provide you a good foundation on which you can build and a longer and more regular practice. So by building up the stress response of both the mind and body, meditation helps us to save energy where it would have been lost on worry or unnecessary problem solving, right? So studies have proven that meditation can reduce the levels of cortisol in the body, a chemical which is released in response to the fight or flight mode we've come to associate with anxiety issues. And then I love this one. Just as Oprah says, passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. In terms of getting energy from non-food related sources, drink or exercise, there has been a recent surge in understanding of how activities and engagement with our environment can also affect our energy levels. Regularly doing activities we love and feel strongly about not only increase levels of happiness and contentment, but also helps to physically produce more energy. I like to think of it more as increasing our vitality. The passion for engaging with people and activities that helps us to shine and become the most positive version of ourselves in any given moment. By being honest with ourselves and open to exploring passions, talents, and hobbies and making time for them in the hustle and bustle everyday life, we are automatically injecting a little bit more happiness into our day. So what is it that you love to do? Notice how much more energized you feel next time you engage in this activity. And then the next step is simply do more of it. All right, getting up earlier has been proven to get us that extra boost of energy and positivity we need to get the most out of our day. By getting our bodies moving and engaging in light to moderate exercise in the early hours, you're actually kickstarting your metabolism, your productivity, and your energy levels to ensure a more sustained release of the energy. So waking up earlier means you have more time to exercise, you have a better diet, you have increased productivity, and you have reduced levels of stress. The time spent on these activities in the morning is a crucial time for, self-reflection and giving ourselves the opportunity to tune in with how we're feeling before starting the day's work. Okay, so a notable change comes over us when we reduce the amount of time we spend plugged in to our devices. Not only do we become more present, but we become more alert, which can also contribute to improved energy and fitness levels. Although it may seem, initially that removing ourselves from technology literally gives us more energy, when you break it down, it really just means that all the energy that would previously have gone on mental analytics and online scrolling is now free to be used elsewhere. Understanding your energy usage can be likened to understanding exactly where your electricity energy is going. There are many outlets, most of which have minimal awareness of screen time is one of them. So too much screen time has also been proven to disrupt the levels of cortisol in the brain, which helps the body to balance out stressful situations. When we lack cortisol, we lack the ability to process experience and problems as well as we normally could. All right, so if you're doing everything right, but you still suffer from fatigue, then it's time for some additional considerations that could be affecting your energy. And I recommend seeking testing from a functional or holistic practitioner on the following: possibly hormone imbalance, toxicities, silent infections, hidden food sensitivities, and even nutrient deficiencies. Okay. And if all of this information seems like a lot to take in, it can help sometimes to break it down into small, manageable daily tasks. You can take these tips one by one to incorporate them into your life. The natural supplements can be taken simply with hot water, tea, or any meals, and then making them an easy way to encourage your energy levels, right? So by increasing levels of physical activity in small ways, such as walking to work or somewhere you would normally drive, you'll experience an elevated level of energy and motivation. And then also simply by, becoming more aware of our energy levels at various points during the day, that could help you implement strategies to combat times of low energy. For instance, some people notice energy lags in the morning, while others experience it more so in the evening. But in the end, it all comes down to balance. So finding the right balance between work, diet, physical, creative, and enjoyable activities is the key to enabling you to unlock your potential and helping you manifest more energy in your life. It could be a slow experience to start with, but experimenting with these things and then finding out exactly what works for your body, your mind, and your lifestyle is the best way to find out what works for you to optimize your energy. So here are some action steps to kind of summarize what we talked about and just a few points to get started. So in a nutshell, there's really some easy steps to get started, and here they are. First, eat clean, whole foods. Get away from the processed foods. Try going paleo. Okay, emphasizing superfoods. And then put exercise on your calendar. This is really important for me. I know that if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't happen. Drink water every 30 minutes. Make sure to eat your healthy fats for energy and brain health. And then incorporate natural whole food supplements. And then lastly, try diffusing essential oils for energy. And to close, I want to offer a gift from me to you. So as we discussed, nutrient deficiency is something that many people are not aware of, but it can be the root cause of many health issues. And I always encourage anyone who is dealing with a chronic health issue or fatigue to get tested for nutrient deficiency. Creating nutrient deficiency through supplementation and diet can make a world of difference in your energy levels and how you feel. So I want to offer you my free nutrient deficiency quiz so that you can take the first steps to control your health. And so all you have to do is text the word nutrient to 222 to receive the quiz and these additional health benefits. And then it'll ask you for your email address for me to send the quiz and other freebies to your inbox. So anyway, I hope that you got some nuggets of good information out of this presentation today. And if you feel like you need support on this journey, I'm more than happy to help. Just email me at leann@groovybeats.com. And that's it for me. Bye for now.